This is an introduction to proportion video. So in this cup, I'm going to put squash and water in the ratio of 1 to 3. So I'm filling a spoonful of squash and using the same spoonful, I'm going to get water. So there is 1, 2, 3. Because that's what the ratio is telling me. Squash, water. Now, if I double the amount of squash but keep the amount of water the same, then I'm changing the ratio. Same thing, if I double the amount of water or triple or quadruple the amount of water but keep the amount of squash the same, then I'm changing the ratio. When I don't change the ratio, meaning that if I double the amount of squash and I double the amount of water at the same time, that means I am keeping this in proportion. And that's what I'm going to do. So the consistency, the colour will be the same. Let's just have a look. So another spoonful of squash. At this moment it looks much darker because I haven't put the water yet. I haven't doubled the amount of water yet. It's going to get lighter and lighter as I add more water, and I need another one to make it 6. Now you can guess that if I triple the amount of squash and I triple the amount of water, then still we're going to have the same color of the mixture. So that means we increase in the amount of mixture in proportion. So there we have one more, and we need to add 3 spoonfuls of water. So for every 1 spoonful of squash, I need to add 3 spoonfuls of water. Or if we can see it here, we multiplied this by 2, so we've multiplied this by 2 as well. In this case, we multiplied by 3, so we multiplied this by 3 as well. I could multiply by 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Or by 4.5. It doesn't have to be a whole number. So 4.5. 1 times 4.5 gives me 4.5. 3 times 4.5 gives me 13.5. That still is in proportion. Or I could divide. So the ratio is telling me 1 spoonful of squash and 3 of water, but I could have half spoonful of squash and 1.5 of water. That would still be the same mixture, the same consistency, same color. Now I used this spoon, but I could have used another one, maybe a smaller one. If I decided to go with this one, I'd have to use that to measure the squash and the water throughout this, either at the beginning or as I kept adding more and more of the squash and the water. I could have used cups to measure the squash and the water and fill a bigger jug, but if I did that, I'd need to use the same one throughout. So this is the ratio. We've increased the amounts in proportion. So this is what proportion is about, or decreased in proportion here.